Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm going to do another video showing you guys some of the stuff that is going into my collection this week. I haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, but I've been accumulating a lot of records, and I figured I would grab some of those off of my, kind of like my quasi-processing shelf. My staging area, a lot of guys probably have them. Stuff you need to listen to or catalog, that kind of thing. But let me show you guys some of the stuff that I'm adding into the main collection this week. I'm going to start off with something I had a couple of months, maybe a month ago, 2 months ago this came out. That is the box set to New Order's Low Life. This is one of my favorite bands of all time. They did a Power, Lies, and Corruption box set maybe a year ago. These, I think, are great value for what they are. They're mixed media box sets, but they're around $100. But what you get for them for that $100 is exceptional. There was another mixed media box set that came out here not too long ago. Maybe 2 weeks ago, Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. And it had about almost the same amount of stuff in it, but cost 3 times the price. Although this doesn't come with that Russian nesting doll type of configuration. But let me show you. Again, one of my favorite bands, and they really kind of cobble together pretty much, I would imagine, most of what they have for the album. But they did an excellent job on this really nice recreated cover, to where they even did the nice tissue paper outer, right? An exceptional book. You know, it's a cloth bound type book. Really nice. Let's see if I can look at Peter Hook there. Seen Peter Hook on the light a couple times. Great. Still a band I've not been able to see. The last time they came to the States here, it was at the Hollywood Bowl, and the tickets were like $2,500. Very, I mean, look at that. What is this? Some inserts from a Japanese copy. So pretty cool stuff. Some of the photos in this are just fantastic. Kind of the band in the studio. Pictures of master tapes. It's kind of a hodgepodge of everything. But anyways, the book is really cool. I really dig it. This comes on the back. It kind of shows you what you get. Essentially, you're getting the album, a 48-page hardbound book. You're getting the previously unreleased audio CD. So this is kind of like a lot of demo stuff. You know, session recording stuff, instrumental rough mixes for TV ads. Then you get DVD 1, which is Live in Tokyo 85, and Live in Rotterdam 85, Live in Manchester 85. Then DVD 2 has another concert, Toronto, Leuven, Toronto. You get the Perfect Film and the Perfect Kiss. But really cool. A lot of bang for the buck, you know? And then the CDs kind of come, even the CD, they went back and replicated the album art. But, you know, they're paper sleeves, but they're kind of recessed in there. Little printed inners on the CDs that even show that, you know, what is that, a drum machine? Yeah, it looks like it's a drum machine. Very cool. And yeah, it's usable in the sense that it's easy to put back together. It's not going to take 25 minutes to put this box back together and put it back on. And it's record size. This will actually fit, like my Power, Lies, and Corruption box set, on a shelf. It's not 5 inches bigger than any known record. Okay. I've been going through that Tucson collection a little bit more. The collection's just fantastic for jazz. It's mostly late 60s to 70s stuff, but I found just like the most mint copy of Freddie Hubbard's Red Clay. Now, I actually feel like I have a promo copy only that I bought from Ed Michel, to where the jacket was destroyed, but I feel like I've got a white label promo of this. If that's the case, I'm going to do a little switcheroo and mat this cover with that white label promo. But yeah, unbelievable, great funky album. Freddie Hubbard, Herbie Hancock's on it, Ron Carter, Joe Henderson. It's a great record. You know, very funky. Probably one of the most popular titles on CTI. DJs go nuts over it. So I brought myself this Jackie McLean. I've got my jazz stuff for the most part categorized on Discogs, so I knew that I had this record. So like I'm always doing, I looked on Discogs and I noticed that this copy that came into the shop in that, I don't think this was even in the Tucson collection, was in much better shape. So I put a little post-it note, you know, swap my copy. Okay. You know, there's a little bit of, there's covers like VG Plus. There's a little bit of soiling there on the bottom of the corner. But anyways, I'm digging through the shelf, looking for some records I'm going to throw in this video, and I found another copy. So this is actually much, much cleaner. And this is actually the copy that would have been in that Tucson collection. But, you know, so I'm going to compare. See, although this has a nice white background, this has got a little bit more wear, ring wear. So I hate when something like this happens to where the front has good eye appeal, but the back not as much, because a lot of times I end up keeping two copies. But I have one, but at least one or two of these are going to come back to the store and go into the shop. But not a common album, and actually for the era of Jackie McLean, this is a much, you know, this is a lot more valuable. Actually, yeah, even the spine. You see like the spine, I don't know if you can tell. One's a little faded, one's not. But for this era of Jackie McLean, this is a pretty pricey album. I think the median on Discogs might even be around $200 on that. This came in about 2 weeks ago. I saw The Who on this tour. This is The Who, live at Wembley with the orchestra. When I saw The Who on this tour, was it maybe 6-7 months ago? It was in a horrible location, but I actually got second row tickets to this show like at the last minute, and I got them relatively affordable. I want to say they were like $3.50 a ticket. I was 5 feet away from Pete Townsend and, you know, 15 feet away from his amp. What a visceral experience with his amp just blasting in my face. Now, he was talking about how horrible the sound was, and I talked to other people that were at that show, and they all said that it was a horrible venue. The sound was horrible. It was messed up. Pete was complaining about it. He was upset that Live Nation, I think his words were like, I can't believe they put us in a old car park, or there's clips of it on YouTube. He was not happy. You know, he said something along the lines of, we're better than this. Why did you put us in this old rundown car park, or something of that nature? But where I was sitting, the sound was fantastic. It was a little weird because the drummer, Zach Starkey, Ringo's son, was playing with toms, but digital brass, probably for Pete's hearing, I would imagine. That seems to be, or maybe for all their hearing for that matter. But that was a little bit disorienting because you would hear all the toms on stage, from the stage, because I was close, and you would hear all of the brass coming from behind you. But it was great. Might be the best concert I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot. It was fantastic. But a lot of these albums, live albums from bands, you know, who are celebrating their 50th, 60th year on, you know, making music, they tend not to be that great as compared to something that might have came out in the 60s or 70s, right? But this was actually the opposite. This was fantastic. The Who with the orchestra backing them works exceptionally well. And Roger's voice is the best. I mean, I heard them, I think 99 was the first time I saw The Who live. John Entwistle was still alive. And I don't think and I've seen them maybe 5 or 6 times. I don't think I've ever heard Roger sound that good. Definitely in person. But here is, it's a trifold. Let me see, I kind of saved the hype sticker in there. It's kind of a trifold. Show you the inside because that's kind of one of the coolest parts. But Pete, I mean, still jumping around, still having a good old time. Saw an article that they're thinking about retiring. What a bummer. But, you know, it's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen one way or another because they're at the age where forced retirement is coming soon, unfortunately. But very first high-end guitar I ever bought myself because of Pete, Gibson 200. Don't really play much anymore, but what a killer show. And this is cool. Get to relive it a little bit. They really did put on a great show. Yeah, I'm looking at the venue on the back here, and we definitely weren't treated with a nice venue like Wembley. It was, you know, not a rundown car park, but it wasn't much better. It was at the Pavilion here. It's an outdoor venue that, you know, I think bands go to in the middle of August to save money. I hate the venue personally, but if the Who comes to town, you know, you're going to go or you're going to go. But this is a 3-disc set. Again, I recommend it. It's really good. Really good. A lot of jazz records coming in from that Tucson collection I'm starting to go through. A lot of these I have, and I'm just going to put the dupes back at the store. Some of the Impulse, Yosef Lateef, I don't have. Jazz Around the World is a record that I don't have. I haven't even had a chance to listen to this yet. But, yeah. That's probably going to get listened to in the next couple of weeks. This is a record that I got a couple copies of. I don't have a mono copy. It's unfortunate that this is the mono copy I got because this is still sealed. And I'm kind of on the fence of, you know, I've got 2 different copies of this on stereo. Do I want to crack this open to listen to it in mono? I might. I'm not a big fan of collecting sealed records. Actually, excuse me, this is in reverse. This is in stereo. The other 2 copies I have are in mono. But I'm not a big fan of collecting sealed records. So more than likely, I'm going to crack this open. This was one of the very first Grail records when I was younger that I ever found. This is an extremely difficult record to find. It's just not common. Now, time has gone on the internet. You know, you can go online and you can buy one. It's not like, you know, a Blue Note Hank Mobley quintet or anything like that to where it's going to cost you an astronomical amount of money. And it's not like a Roland Kirk triple threat that you might find one every 3 years, 2 years pop up. But, like, when was the last time you at least seen one of these in the wild? They're just not common. And this is just a beautiful, clean stereo copy. Punch out. It's got this embossing on the actual cover. This might have been given out as a promo because this came in that promo collection. But it's a great record too. They reissued it recently. Universal put it out. Maybe they distributed it anyways. But it question mark and the Mysterians, question mark and the Mysterians on the label. The record itself was Nat King Cole's Christmas album. So I think I sold like 10 or 15 of them. I think about half the people actually wanted to keep it because they found it funny. But yeah, I was getting these returns like, yeah, this isn't question mark and the Mysterians. This is a Christmas music. And a couple people emailed, oh no, this is Nat King Cole's Christmas record. I'm like, interesting. I probably still have a couple of them at the store. Again, an album I have almost everything Blakey is the leader on. Art Blakey and his Jazz Messengers on Impulse. This is probably an upgrade copy. I brought it home to check it out. Like the Jackie McLean that I had the post-it note on it, like I knew for a fact, because I think I have a VG copy, and that was near mint. I knew for a fact, like, swap this out. That's why that post-it note is on there. But the rest of these are kind of ready for me to listen to or visually inspect. Beautiful copy of Africa Brass, the John Coltrane Quartet. This is a stereo copy. Don't think I actually have a stereo of this. I think I have it in mono. I don't think I have an original stereo. This next one, I love KC and the Sunshine Band. Seen him in concert twice. I like disco. Always have liked disco. Now it's fashionable to say you like disco. For a lot of years it wasn't. This album, not easy to find. This is his first album. Do it good. This came in that DJ collection. One thing about Casey and the Sunshine Band records is the people who bought them played them to absolute death. You don't find clean, like In the Shrink, beautiful, unplayed copies of Casey and the Sunshine Band records. That's just not a thing. But none of the huge hits on it. It has Sound Your Funky Horn, Queen of Clubs. I think that's Blow Your Whistle. Those are kind of the bigger quasi hits on them, but his next album would have been a couple years later, was a huge smash, and he's touring off of it today. I saw him at a casino here in town. I remember it was 777 because the casino, 777 was supposed to be good luck. I don't think I did that good in the casino. Nothing was lucky about it. But I did get to see KC. He did like a little signing after, like a meet and greet, get like an autograph photo for $5. He was nice. He was exhausted and worn out because he's still up there thinking, like he's still performing like he's in his 20s, and he's up there and he's dancing, and he's got the Sunshine Band now is quite a bit younger. It's not quite the same Sunshine Band from the 70s, but they're younger and they're up there dancing, and there's KC in his leather pants just getting down, having a good time. So it is a really fun show because also it's not a lot of money. I think I saw him at like a rib festival here, and I saw that casino show, and maybe $20, $30. This came in that DJ collection. I'm still going through. Actually, no, this didn't. I don't even know where this came from because he had a sealed copy, I believe, of this. This is the Bubble Puppy, A Gathering of Promises. But what's cool about this is it's a white label promo. That collection I bought, that $100,000 collection, had a full run of international artist stuff in it. But yeah, like a really clean white label promo. Very cool. VG Plus. Not very clean, but VG Plus. Still good. Okay. This is something that's not very common in the United States, but this came in that collection as well. And that is Kraftwerk's The Man Machine. You don't see a lot of Kraftwerk records in the United States. When I do record shows in Europe, go to Den Bosch, every dealer has like 20 Kraftwerk records. It's like Kraftwerk everywhere. Ridiculous amount of Kraftwerk. But makes sense. Netherlands, close to Germany. Huge band in Europe, huge band in Germany. But in the United States, I don't know if I've ever even had an original copy of Man Machine ever walk into the store. And that's saying something after 8 years. You know what I mean? It is a very difficult record to find. It could be a regional thing, could be because it's a Phoenix, not really the market for it, but it's not a very common band. And this is nice because this is just a beautiful, in the shrink, like near mint copy. Punch out, probably given away as a promo, but more than likely never played. Okay. Meatloaf. I love Meatloaf. Meatloaf himself and actual Meatloaf is quite good too. This is his first album, Stoney and Meatloaf, on Rare Earth. I've listened to little part. I've never listened to this album all the way through. It's okay. It's not great. But I love, and I got this from my father. Just growing up, my father played Bad Out of Hell and Back Into Hell. And I remember just in the 90s, Back Into Hell was just, I Would Do Anything for Love was just a huge smash hit. VH1 movie, VH1 TV, VH1 MTV. I don't know if it's on MTV, but maybe VH1, Beavis and Butthead. I remember they had a spoof of it. It was just, you couldn't get away from it. And I loved it in the 90s as a kid. And Bad Out of Hell, I listened to it with my father all the time. He had like 20 CDs, so it was something that we listened to a lot. And yeah, that was great. I actually was supposed to see him not before he passed, but about 10 years ago at the State Fair. He ended up canceling the show. I got a DVD shortly afterwards of kind of that era, and I was like, whoa. Maybe it wasn't such a bad thing missing that show. Yeah, but this is a sealed copy. It is a promo. I probably will get around to opening this. I just haven't done it yet. But kind of drove my employees nuts when he passed away. I probably played those two albums at least a dozen times each. And last but not least, I ordered this a long time ago, but I lost it. I knew I had it, but I was looking on my Discogs, my collection page, and I noticed it wasn't there. And I'm like, what the heck happened? But I actually found it in my office. This is the Smashing Pumpkins, live at Kawasaki. These are like archive releases. They're not really that good sonically, but when they announce them, they offer autograph copies. Billy Corgan, I don't believe is a very good signer. I don't believe he likes to sign autographs for people. So I think it's kind of cool when you get the chance to buy them on the website. And not only that, I mean, they're nice. Look at this. This is a nice, oh, what is this? Got a little, this is a nice large autograph. Even if you were going to get him to sign in the wild, he's probably not going to do such a nice live big autograph. 22 on there. You can make out most of the letters, but yeah, very cool. So this is one of those things too. You like order it and you have to wait like a year. I think I ordered it, forgot it was coming. It came, lost it, found it like another year. So who knows? I might have ordered this probably at the beginning of 2022, I would imagine. Maybe even sooner. Okay, so that's it. Should be an exciting week. I'm going to Expona midweek to the hi-fi show, probably the largest hi-fi show in the United States at this point in time. Let you guys know what's going on when I come back. All right, check out the website, theingroove.com. Until next time.